Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English learning series. Today, we're going to talk about a problem that almost every English learner faces: forgetting words. Many people study English words, but after a few days, they forget them. Maybe this has happened to you too. You open your notebook, study 10 or 20 new words, and you feel very happy. But a few days later, you cannot remember those words anymore. This can feel frustrating, but don't worry. It's completely normal. Our brain needs time, repetition, and proper methods to remember new information. In today's lesson, I will explain several simple and effective ways to remember English words more easily. These methods are easy to use, and you can practice them every day. If you follow these steps regularly, you'll start remembering more words and using them naturally in conversation. So let's begin. First, let's understand why we forget words. Many learners try to memorize long lists of vocabulary. For example, they write 20 or 30 words and try to remember them all at once. But the problem is that our brain does not like isolated information. If we only read a word 1 or 2 times, the brain thinks it is not important and slowly deletes it. Another reason we forget words is that we do not use them in real life. When we learn a word but never speak it, write it, or hear it again, our brain cannot keep it in memory. Learning vocabulary is not only about seeing the word. It is about using the word repeatedly in different ways. Think about how children learn language. They hear the same words many times every day, repeat them, and use them in sentences. For example, a child sees a ball every day, hears the word ball, and plays with it. That is why the child remembers it easily. This is exactly how we should learn English vocabulary too. The second method is learning words inside sentences. When you learn a new word, do not study it alone. Always try to learn it with a simple sentence. For example, imagine you learn the word apple. Instead of only writing apple, write a sentence like this: I eat an apple in the morning. Now your brain connects the word with an action and situation, which helps it remember. Let's take another example. If you learn coffee, you can say, I drink coffee every morning. Or if you learn book, you can say, I read a book before sleeping. Sentences help your brain understand how the word is used in real life. They also help you learn grammar naturally. When you learn vocabulary with sentences, you are not only learning words. You are learning how to speak English naturally. A tip: try to make your own sentences. The more personal and realistic your sentence is, the easier your brain will remember it. The third method is repetition. Repetition is one of the most powerful tools for memory. When we see or hear something many times, the brain understands that the information is important. For example, if you learn a new word today, repeat it several times. Say it out loud. Read it again in the afternoon. Review it again before sleep. You can also review the word the next day, and then again after a few days. This simple repetition moves the word from short-term memory to long-term memory. Even 5 minutes of review every day can help you remember hundreds of words over time. Another tip: use flashcards or apps for repetition. Write the word on one side and the sentence on the other. Test yourself daily. This method works for beginners and advanced learners alike. It's simple but very effective. Another very useful method is visual imagination. Our brain remembers images much better than text. When you learn a word, try to imagine the object or action in your mind. For example, if you learn banana, Imagine a yellow banana in your hand. If you learn car, imagine a car driving on the street. You can also connect the word to your personal life. For example, this is my car. I eat a banana every morning. When your brain connects words with images and experiences, it becomes much easier to remember them. Finally, you need to use English in your daily life. Try to notice things around you and say their names in English. For example, when you see a door, say door. When you drink water, say, I drink water. When you open a book, say, I read a book. This small habit turns your everyday life into English practice. Slowly, your brain will start thinking in English without translating from your native language. This is one of the most powerful ways to build vocabulary naturally and permanently. Remember, remembering English words becomes easier when you use the right methods. Do not just memorize lists of vocabulary. Learn words with sentences, repeat them often, imagine them, and use them in your daily life. Learning a language is a step-by-step process. Small daily practice creates big results over time. Thank you for listening. Keep practicing, and I will see you in the next lesson.